Hello everyone. Welcome to today's stream.
You have something to report.
Welcome Skywolf, welcome. So, doing some Wintersday stuff today. Good evening, welcome to Tobias. Wintersday is one of my favorite festivals. It's so cozy and there's a lot of stuff actually to do that is rewarding. So, I want to show some stuff today.
Always a pleasure.
For example, I really like to do the karma run with the
You
wrapped
have something
gifts.
to report.
It's extremely lucrative. You get a lot of karma every single time you do it.
Charged up.
Every single day. You also get those Winter's Blessings. So if it's a unique buff, you will not get it anywhere else. So if you need those, I would go and do this donation drive, it's called achievement. And you can see here on my map, I marked the location of the children, the orphans that I have to give the gifts to. It's also in the Blish Hut and it's really easy. Just follow the route here and every single gift that you give to them is worth around one silver maybe or something, and you get over 4k karma of every single one. And if you do that every single time, every single day, and you get a lot of karma over that festival, and it only takes you around maybe 10 minutes, not even. And it's a relaxing activity and gets you a lot of karma. Most of us veterans don't need that much karma, that is true, but why not, you know? Having better too much karma than too little, because farming karma is a pain. And Wintersday is probably the best way to get karma.
Charged up.
Be sure to put all of your buffs. You can see my buff bar is so filled out because I have so many buffs put on there to give me almost the maximum karma that you can get. And yeah, I will make a guide about it, but it's really, really easy. Just follow this route. Give the gifts. Hope you had a nice day so far. And hopefully you're enjoying Wintersday as well. Really? So I think the Imperial Fragments Converter, I got him years ago and it worked perfectly fine. Maybe it's fixed this year, I hope so. Crazy, okay. Yeah, I can't help you with that either, because I don't know what exactly happened. I hope that it works this year, because that's really sad if stuff doesn't work for you and all other people actually can do it, because then ArenaNet doesn't really help you that much, you know. If it's a really big bug, they will fix it, but if it's just one person or a few, they sadly don't really care that much most of the time. Let's see. But in the end, I think, for me at least, I actually don't use the converter that often, because I actually have some uses for those fragments, so I would not waste them that liberally most of the time. Welcome, Summer 16. So I already got 3 volatile magic tools, but I bought the ultimate edition of the add-on. I can choose 3 new ones. So the thing is, volatile magic is probably the most rewarding one. So if you have multiple characters that you want to use and you don't want to swap around, then the call would be to go for the same ones. That is true. But it might also be that if you like the skin of some of those, then you could go for a different one, you know, because the volatile ones are actually using glyphs to get this, you know, so there's a glyph on there that gives you the volatile magic. And if you like the skin or the animation of the other one that you could get with this Ultimate Edition, I think, then you could swap to something else. But if you don't care about the skin, of course, the value is the biggest one is probably still the volatile glyph. So I would recommend to do this. But to be honest, you have to be a little bit aware of that because a lot of people don't understand that. Yes, the volatile one is probably the most rewarding one. But for example, if you can make use out of the Glyph of Industry, for example, which is the faster gathering one, if you can make use out of that and the time that you save with that is bigger than the increase that you would get with the gold from the volatile one, it might have been more worth it to go for this one. Or if you need a lot of leather for whatever reason, you could go for the leather one, you know, because not selling something that is a little bit less rewarding than selling something that is more rewarding might be in the end more value for you, if you understand what I mean. But the short answer is yes, volatile is probably the way to go. Exactly, that's what I meant. You're completely correct there. I use the faster gathering one for the winter berries because the winter berries are really, let's say, really easy to gather, and I collect a lot of them over the course of the years. And in my opinion, for those fast gathering actions, the faster gathering glyph is amazing. So sometimes it's not for the value per swing, but for the time a swing needs. So that's why I like this one. I have both of them, but most of the time for characters that don't do winterberry gathering and stuff, I use the volatile one. Reaping is also really good. Wolf is correct here. If you have, for example, in the old home instance, you could have a big collecting stuff in one place. The reaping one is saving you so much time. So the reaping one could be another good alternative. If you go to places where a lot of plants or a lot of stuff is at the same place, you get it with one swing. That's just amazing. But if you don't go to places like that, or you don't really do that often, then of course that's not that valuable. Exactly, the reaping one. I think for winterberries, it's most of the time it's only 1 or 2 winterberries at one spot. So the reaping one is not that crazy. Most of the time the industry one is better. But there, for example, the flex farm in Verdant or something, where all the places where at least 5 or so gathering nodes are together, the reaping one is amazing. You just get, let's say, all the stuff in 20% of the time. And if you have more than 5 gathering stuff at one point, at one location, you even get more than 5 in one go. It's amazing. But like I said, if you just use it for the maximum value and you use it on characters that are not specific gatherers, then the volatile one might be the best option because it's in general the easiest one. So you see, how long did it take now? I don't know, 5 minutes. And I got 30 times 4,000. So yeah, a lot of karma just by running this 5-minute train. I have 22 million karma, yeah, it doesn't matter for me, but what if I need it? So I'm always doing this 5-minute thing. So let's see what's daily today. Always want to do this as well. This one is easy. Some presents and some Winter Wonderland. It sounds good. Yeah, sure. I'm always happy to give you some feedback. Welcome to the stream, Anastasia. Welcome. Hope you had a nice day. Exactly. You get so much karma. So you have now 3 or 4 weeks of Wintersday. Don't even know how long it will stay. And every single day you get over 100k of karma just by doing this 5-minute run. And then you collect it over the course of the festival so much karma, and you can use it for whatever you need it. It's amazing. Exactly. If you have enough karma now, you don't need to do it. But in my opinion, it doesn't hurt me to do it because it's just 5 minutes and I get so much stuff from it if I really need it. So let's start up a giveaway. We have some more skins to give away. So I want to give something in the Christmassy time back to you again. Giveaways up, ! Enter in the chat. You have to be a Twitch follower to win. We have some more skins to give away. Let's see if we can save up for some in the next streams as well, but maybe we get through all of them today. And I will, let's say, pull the winner in 20 minutes or so. So let's see what we can do in Wintersday. There are a lot of achievements. I always go for the weekly and daily ones because it's just so important for me as a skin collector to get all the possible skins. Most of the festivals, or all of them, actually have skins that are only associated with this festival, and I can't get them any other way. So I have to do the weekly achievements. So you see here on the weekly festivals, and there you get this account bond skins, and those are all new for me. So I have to do at least half of this achievement to get those, and most of the time it's not that bad, but some festivals take really long, so it's a little bit hard. And that's the sad part. Lex speaks of it. I was expecting at least a small hotfix balance patch, but nothing happened. There was nothing in there, not a single change to anything in any mode. No change, at least that I know of. So I'm really disappointed about that. I thought that they would nerf some stuff, especially with the new PvP season starting. It's actually crazy. Maybe all of the balance team is already in their Christmas vacation, but that's just insane to me, because it's not like we have a perfect balanced game right now. There are a lot of issues that we still need to resolve, but yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. Yeah, I think we just have to enjoy the game for what it is right now and hope that the next balance patch that will drop in February brings some big stuff. But right now we don't get anything. Yeah, they added a lot of skins. That's good. I really enjoyed it as a skin collector. They have the new plush skins. They're actually quite fun. Definitely. I want to collect all of them, of course, but like I said, they are locked behind the weekly stuff, so I can't really get all of them in one go. So I will have to go for them over the course of the years, you know, you can only get so much. So that's what I'm, of course, also going for. But that's a long-term goal, for sure. So what do we have as well? Oh, some funds donation. You can't even get to them, this bot, before it starts. Insane. Yeah, let's do some Winter Wonderland stuff. Yeah. So regarding nerfs, I'm personally not always the biggest fan of nerfing stuff that is broken. I think if it's too strong, I would nerf it, but what I was expecting were some small buffs to the relics, for example, to something that is underused, you know. That was my hope. But what I was expecting were at least some nerfs to some willbender damage or cooldowns. Because I feel like a lot of newer players get farmed by willbender. And in my opinion, that's an issue. If people really think it's too strong in the low level gameplay, then they should address that. But they did not even change a single number. That's what I was really not expecting, to be honest. So they surprised me in a negative way, I have to be honest. So, yeah. And what I always, let's say, want to emphasize is that I hope they will buff some Weaver in PvP. I think Weaver is really, really bad. And that's why I was hoping to get some buffs there. But like I said, most of the time they don't buff stuff really crazy without a big balance patch. It's just about hotfixes and nerfs. Good evening, good evening. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, willbender is currently quite strong even in high level PvP. We had willbenders in the monthly AT finals. And we even had, yeah, someone winning on an A with willbender. So it's really good even on high level because it has just amazing damage. And yeah, I think in low level it's way better, just because, please let, no, did it reset? No, okay. It was close. Yeah, so I would say it's in monthly ATs and competitive play, it's in a good spot. It's not too broken, but in ranked play, especially in low level ranked, you just have to press all your buttons and you most likely win the team fight, just because people can't deal with all your damage. Levy is correct, of course. In a higher level competitive match, let's say Platinum or something, people know how to deal with it to some extent, and it's matchup dependent. So you will lose one-on-ones, of course, because you're not a one-on-one build. But if you get focused by some really smart players, you will probably not be able to survive for long, because the build is actually quite squishy. So I think in higher level gameplay, it's somewhat fine. But in lower level gameplay, or let's say gold and below, it's not that fine. And that's a big issue because, to be honest, and that's not a toxic take or something, 90% or even more people that are playing PvP are lower than this, or at least around gold. So they should try to focus and nerf stuff around this player level. You know, if they just ignore those people, they don't have that much fun anymore, because they just die to add players just playing the broken builds for them. Yeah. So, yeah. Dragon Hunter in PvP, I would say is fine. It's not an amazing spec, it's not broken. You have some bunker stuff that is actually quite good, but Longbow is, I would say, in a good spot. I would not say it's broken. I think you can play it. You might have some fun, especially against not that good players, because you can actually outplay them really hard. But I would say it's not the best build right now, for Guardian at least. Yeah. If I said, for example, if you feel like you get killed by Willbender, that doesn't mean you're a bad player, please. It's important to understand that. It just means that Willbender is really hard to counter if you don't know how to do it. Yeah. And if you are not that experienced, you might just fail at doing so. And that's a big problem, because builds that are really easy to play and quite hard to counterplay are, in my opinion, by design broken. And that's the case with Willbender at the moment. So that's why I would encourage Internet to nerf it a bit, to make it not that easy to deal damage, or at least make it more punishing to use your defensive cooldowns in the wrong moment, because that's what is currently really helping them, that the virtues are on such a short cooldown that they can easily run away and use the defensive skills without any punishment, because after, let's say, 20 seconds, not even 15 or something, they have all their cooldowns back, except the elite. Exactly. So if you're playing a build that is not perfectly meta right now, then you might get deleted by a Willbender and you don't even know what happened. That's a big problem, for sure. Yeah, I mean, Willbender in 2v2, that's a different argument. I'm talking about Conquest. Willbender 2v2, I streamed in my last stream, I actually tried to explain that to people and showed it. 2v2 is totally different. So as a 2v2 player, you have to understand that a lot of the stuff that you actually play in 2v2 is not the same stuff, or at least is not the same team composition as you would normally use in a Conquest match. Just because 2v2 is a death match, so you don't have to hold points. It doesn't really matter if you can dash out a lot of damage in a short amount of time, because most of the time the enemies have some kind of support with them, or some nice duelist build, and they can survive the burst or something. And then you're in a bad spot as a Willbender, because a Willbender wants to burst the target and then disengage and go somewhere else. In a deathmatch, you can't really disengage, you know. If you don't kill your target, you will probably die to the target, because you can't sustain as well as they do. So that's why I would say Willbender in 2v2 is actually not a good pick. it can work if you have a good teammate, but if you're solo queuing, you don't know what you get. And therefore, a hybrid build might be way better. That's the reason. Yeah. And it's not like it's a bad pick. Don't get me wrong. You can still make it work, especially if you, for example, have a duo queue partner. Then it might be a different thing. But if you're solo queuing as a Willbender, you should not expect to win every match just because you're playing a good build. It's not that good in 2v2. Nice. Yeah, I think it's really good to farm some wins the 2v2 season. I mean, now it's over. Now we have the weird ranked and unranked is the same currently. So, yeah. But it will start, I think, today, later tonight. We get some more 5 versus 5 matches again. So that's good, at least. So let's see how long it takes to respawn for that. Olyak, I think it takes some time. I will do something else meanwhile. Yeah, so there is I think some nice build variety when it comes to different conquest and deathmatch builds. I think that is really fine in my opinion. But the problem is 2v2 is a little bit less. It's more restrictive what you can play, because if you face good players with a good comp, you just might struggle a lot, because it's really hard to deal with good comps in 2v2 if you're not playing the most meta comp. But I think that is fine. It's just off season. It's not like there's a big reward attached to it. You can easily farm some wins, but you don't get a special title or something that is really insanely unique. So that's fine for me. Yeah. I was actually really expecting some changes, so I was also preparing and thinking about if I want to do another tier list for PvP with the changes that I expected. But now I'm not really sure if I should do a new tier list, because it's actually quite similar to the old one that I made just let's say 1.5 months ago. So I'm not really sure if I really want to redo the PvP tier list, because not that much changed. So yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it's still interesting, because I think meta always evolves even if there's no balance changes. For example, Tempest, the hybrid Sage Tempest actually showed up, and a lot of people are now playing it and seeing how good it is. So it's actually quite fun. But most of the big classes like Willbender, like Support Tempest, like even Chronomancer and yeah, just the typical builds that you see are still there, you know, the same spots most of the time, yeah. What do you think would make a good 2v1 Necromancer build? So you mean for PvP? Or do you mean for... yeah, for PvP I would say what is really annoying if you can make it work if you have a teammate is a Scourge. Scourge is really... is a really good support. Condi Scourge is really annoying in 2v2s. It works better in 3v3s because it's just insanely powerful with the Barians and the Condi cleanses. If you don't have a duo queue partner, I would say Condi Reaper is surprisingly good. If you have to some extent a teammate that can help you and survive, and yeah, I think Condi Reaper is probably a good pick. But even Power Reaper can be a really good pick, just because it's so tanky with the Shroud and stuff, if you can make it work. I would say the best pick, in my opinion, might even be Power Harbinger. I think Power Harbinger is a really good pick. It has a lot of self-sustain, has a lot of damage if you can make it work. You have a lot of ability to disengage. You have some range damage. You have some nice quickness application to your teammate. I would say that's a really good build if you want to carry yourself, you know. Because Scourge is like, you play Scourge and you hope that your teammate does some damage. Because if they don't, you will just always go to timer. And that's just annoying. If you want to carry yourself, I think a Blood Magic Harbinger with power and spear and sword, that's the build I would go for. Yeah, I think Levi is correct there. I think Mesmer Spear is also would be the second place in my nerf list for sure. It's still, after the nerfs, dealing so much damage and has so much utility, you know, stuns, boon removes, Condi cleanse, a lot of AoE damage. It's just insanely overpowered, and they are not addressing it at all with the latest update. So I'm not really sure why they did not change anything about that. About anything for that matter. But yeah, I guess we have to wait a little bit more. Just doing the on foot achievement for this year. Yeah, we will draw the winner in 5 minutes. So if you didn't enter yet, !enter in the Twitch chat. You have to be a follower to win. Some of my last skins that I have to give away here.
I could outrun a centaur.
So I'm really excited to see if the new PvP season had some changes, in the sense that we will now see different builds. But I expect to see most of them the same, especially for ranked. And that would be, of course, Tempest, Willbenders, to some extent Harbingers, and also, of course, Mesmer with Spear, all variants. Thanks for the follow, Chill. And yeah, Mesmer, I think Mirage is really good with Spear right now. You can even play some Power Virtuoso, it's extremely strong as well, if you play it correctly, because it has a lot of defensive tools as well. And of course, Chronomancer, either support or full damage Chronomancer, is still valid. So there are a lot of good options for Mesmer currently, just because of the Spear. And I was really expecting to get some nerfs to this weapon, because it's, in my opinion, overtuned. Yeah, I think Power Word is really overlooked by a lot of people, and you're totally correct. I think in World vs. World, it's actually one of the best roaming specs right now, just because it has so much damage and a lot of safety as well baked into the kit, you know, invulnerabilities and a lot of, just range damage that you really can safely deal to enemies while still having the massive AoEs with your spear. It's just a really good kit, you know, well-rounded kit. So, exactly, Willbenders really struggle against this, because a Willbender really needs to stick to the target, and Virtuoso can just really easily either go for range damage, which Willbenders don't like, or if they can't keep the range, you can still fight really well in close combat, just because you are so, hard to catch, you know. You have so much invuln skills, you have nice blocks as well that can help really deal a lot of damage in melee range as well against the Willbender. It's a good matchup. Exactly. If you have unblockable damage against the Willbender, it's also really strong. And don't forget, as just a Mesmer in general, but also with Spear and Virtuoso as well, you have boon removals and unblockables. And that's extremely strong against the Willbender. A Willbender needs their boons to deal damage. If you can remove them or deny them the boons, it's amazing how much you can do. So let's see. I think it's time for the giveaway. Last chance, last 30 seconds. !end in the Twitch chat. You have to be a follower to win. And then I will draw it. Hope you're all in. And let's see, who will it be? Congrats to you, Sliff13. I hope you're here. Let me know your account name in chat, please. You're the lucky winner of those 3 skins. Don't worry, we have more skins to give away after this one. Perfect. Congrats to you. No problem. And give me a second to set up the new one. And it's up. Exclamation mark enter in the chat to enter. You have to be a Twitch follower to win. We will draw the winner in about 30 minutes. So let's see, what do we have here? Maybe we can do some... What else do we have? Okay, then I guess we will do another run of the... Just doing the annual achievements is really an easy thing to do. To get some account points, achievement points. I always want to have it done before I forget. Because at some point, always when the festival starts, I'm really excited to do all the achievements and the stuff. And then when the festival is already there for 2 weeks, I don't really have any energy left to do it anymore. So I want to have it done before I lose my interest. And like I said, for the skins, the new skins, you also need the weekly achievements, so it's easy to get the weekly stuff as well by doing just some really fast and really easy stuff events. For example, the race, but the best one to do is actually the Wintersday jumping puzzle. It gives you 10 points of the weekly achievements, so you need 20 completions. That's really fast to do if you need the full 20 wins, 20 times 10 gives you 200 points, and then you get the full weekly achievement. Takes you around 40 minutes or something, so it's really fast. So the fastest way to do it would probably do the dailies that you need to do, and on the last day of the week you would do the final push to the weekly achievements using the Wintersday jumping puzzle. If you are going for the full weekly achievement, that is. They changed it, that's interesting. So now the weekly achievement gives you, where is it? Actually first the unique skin, and then in the second tier the snow diamond. The snow diamond is not important to me, it's just some gold. And therefore I will only do half of them right now, which is really good. Before I had to do the full weekly achievement, now it's less time. Of course, if you want to get the gold or the snow diamond for your own skins or collections, then you have to do full weekly, but most of the time it's just get some gold. Would probably be better off farming some gold most of the time. So we can also do some funny thing. Where is it? We could go for the strike mission. Where is it? I think you can enter it somewhere. Yeah, here. Let's see. I think the problem is it's a public one. But let's see if the public one, if we can make it work. It's always a fun experience because public strike missions are just yes, interesting to say the least. But let's see if we can make it work. But this one is not really hard. It's actually a really funnest one in my opinion. It was designed by an intern as far as I know. And for that it looks actually quite nice, you know. Let's follow Jolly Donny and kill some or help some snowmen. I think I do most of the time these strike mission once a year, and that's it. Even though it's actually a funny one, but yes, it's just not that easy to find a group for it. And public strike missions is just a pain sometimes. I mean, it looks like we have some somewhat decent players, but if the boon up time will be good, I don't know. I mean, I'm playing a boon support, but I might have to swap to healer in the end. I'm not really happy about that because if I would play healer, we lose probably a large portion of our damage. But I guess better safe than sorry and have something that can heal than dying to the boss. So let's see. Will be an experience for sure. So regarding gold farm, I would say Wintersday is actually one of the festivals after Halloween, probably the most rewarding festival. You can just farm the Wintersday jumping puzzle. When you do the hardest part of the jumping puzzle, because there are different paths and they give you different rewards. If you do the hardest one, you actually get decent gold per hour. Depends a little bit on how many people are currently doing it and how much you know, people are currently demanding their Wintersday presents. But I would say it's a decent gold per hour. I think it's definitely worth doing, and it might be way above 20 gold per hour. I think it's typically around 30 gold or something per hour. So it might be really lucrative. Like I said, depends a little bit on each year. And therefore it's a little bit volatile. I can't really predict how it will go. But I would say it's definitely a good festival to farm some gold. And is it hard to get the Wintersday infusion? So there are actually, I think, 2 Wintersday infusion. There's the Winter's infusion that gives you some snowy, cold look. And then there's the Toymaker infusion, which is giving you some weird glow in the eye, I think. But both of them drop from the Wintersday presents. Snow Diamond one, Winter's Heart, Toy Shell. There are actually 3 of them. And all of them drop from the Wintersday gifts. Super rare, but you can also buy them from the TP. So I would say they are really easy to acquire when you just think about how easy it is to get them. Let's see how expensive they are. I think they are not that expensive, to be honest. How is it called? Yeah, you see around 150 to 200 gold for this one. The Winter's Heart infusion is a little bit more expensive, 240 gold around. And the last one is Toy. Yeah, it's even cheaper, it's around 100 gold. So if you have the gold, you can easily get it. A skin. I don't really know what you refer to, but there might be a different one. But all of them should be... Ah, you mean the skin, the snow... yeah, I know what you mean. Winter's Presents, this one. Yeah, this one, you need an achievement to do it. It's most of the time just costing you some gold. It's not that hard to get. But I can link you the wiki, but I would say it's actually... How much is it? I think it's around... I'm not really sure, but it's more expensive than those infusions. Yeah, Winter's Presents. It's actually some time investment, but not that much. It's mostly gold. I can look it up for you, but I think it's 500 gold or something. So you can get it quite easily. But like you said, it's a little bit of achievement. It needs some mystic coins. It needs some mystic forging. And most importantly, it needs some Wintersday balls or winter snowballs. Yes, exactly. Like Anastasia says, you can just go for the achievements that you only can do during Wintersday, and the rest of them you can easily do during the rest of the year, and therefore it might be cheaper. So I did exactly that just to get it. I should have gone for heal for sure. No healer, I will die to some passive damage here, I guess. Let's go for some creed. Okay, maybe not. Yeah, I mean, 500 is fine. My opinion is it's a one-time skin that you can use all the time, you know? It's not like an infusion that you have to swap around to use on a character. It's just a skin that you unlock once and then you can use it on all characters. So that's why I think it's fine. And it looks really good. I think it's one of the best skins you could have for a shoulder skin. So I think it's fine for 500 gold. There are legendary skins that are way worse than this one. So I think it's a good one. That's a good deal. Exactly, Night Fury is also one of the contenders. So I think it could be way more expensive. It's just my opinion, of course, but I think it's fine. And it's also using some materials that you otherwise wouldn't use, so it's good that they draw out the materials out of the economy, you know. So let's see. Yeah, maybe I have to concentrate here to not die. It's a little bit of a clown fiesta, just like we expected here. But I think we should be in the last round. Oh no, I'm so dead. Okay, this guy moved in the other direction. Okay, we have one more of those phases. I guess it's fine. I guess we will win in the end. Let's see. Nice, we did it. Amazing. So let's quickly check before I tell you something wrong. How much is it to craft the Winter's Present skin? Yeah, it's 700 gold right now. If you wait until it's the cheapest point in the year, it's actually, I would say, more around 600, 550 even. So it's expensive to some extent, but you have to think it's like a legendary skin. So it's not too bad, I think. 700 gold. I take that. It's a really nice skin. I have it on a lot of my characters just because it's very fitting, you know. It's just you don't have a shoulder skin and you still have the nice snowflakes. I really like it. It's you know, it's not over the top. That's why I like it, because a lot of skins that are giving you some unique effects are really crazy, you know. And this one is just a nice snowy effect without that much flashiness. So I really enjoy it. Don't forget to enter the giveaway, !end in the chat. You have to be a Twitch fellow to win. We will draw the winner in around 15 minutes. So let's see, maybe we can find some more activities that we can do. Ah, karma boost. Perfect. And we can actually wait for the robot to respawn. What do we need to for the robot to get the achievements? 3 gold. Okay, I guess that's okay. 3 gold. I take that as okay for 50 account points, achievement points. That's okay. Yeah, we already have 2 of 7, so it's actually going quite fast. This one. Yeah, we can do this one. You only have to do it once. Yeah, you can skip one of those. Okay. I guess that's okay. Some quick hydration. And maybe then we can do some PvP after I'm done with this. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. I'm always happy to answer. And there we go. Next annual one done. So get this one. Let's do this. That's actually a fun one. I really enjoyed this. It's fun. It's just a fun one. So you have to destroy some play stuff here in some of the just environment, and you get either some snow or some scrap, and you can use it to either build a wall, a snowman, a catapult, or a ballista, I think. And they're actually, if all of the 5 people are really smart and use it in the middle, not at some outer point, then you actually have a lot of, it goes rather fast, and you can put your stuff on top of the walls, so it's not that easily killable for the enemies. Yeah, so my setup is like this. So the graphics I have almost at maximum. The only things that I have turned off is effect LOD in PvE and World vs. World. I limit the detail of particle effects just so that I don't get overwhelmed with any flashy stuff. It's really important, in my opinion. If you play PvP, I would swap that and uncheck this box. It helps you to see all the different animations. But for all the other game modes, I would highly recommend to not use it, or to check this box, whatever you want to call it. And all the other settings you can actually put to high or highest, whatever your PC can handle. Shadows is one of those that you can't really, you can see, yes, but it's also very taxing on your software or your hardware rather, and therefore I set it to low or medium or whatever. And character model limit is the only thing that I don't want to have higher than low or lowest for the most part, just because it can really, even the high-end PCs will struggle in World vs. World or really crazy open world events, just because there are so many characters to render that you will not get high frame rates. So I always set those to low or lowest if I'm in those game modes. If I'm in PvP, my setup would look like this. Because there are only 10 people and that much my PC can handle, and I can see every single animation then. If I'm in PvE or World vs. World, I swap to this or even this. So I hope this answers your question. My PC itself is, I would say, not that crazy. Yes, that's definitely a very important point here by Joinbird. Character models, standard ones, is also helping a lot. Not only for your own hardware, but of course also for getting to know the skin animations, the skins. Because, for example, if you play an Asura in PvP and your enemy doesn't really see the attack animation that easily, it's a little bit of an advantage. Therefore, you can just turn on the standard model, and in PvP then you will always face humans, even though the enemies are playing different race, and then that's fair. Yes, I'm actually already planning on doing a video about all the add-ons that I'm using. Sure, I'm already on it. I can't promise you how fast I will be. I can't give you special time for that yet. I have a lot of videos already in the making, so I don't want to get my list. I have to be honest, now you're a little bit behind the scenes, but I have so many videos planned. I'm currently, I don't know, the next month is already booked for videos that I'm already making. Let's see if I can put the add-ons one out earlier, but I have so many videos planned, it's actually insane. So I have a lot of stuff to do over Christmas. So ArcDPS is probably, I deinstalled it just because I knew that the patch was coming today. So ArcDPS is always a little bit of a problem when a new patch drops. So I would always, if you know there's some big changes, for example, a new expansion or something, I would always uninstall ArcDPS and then reinstall it as soon as the patch or the developer of ArcDPS updated it. So it's most of the time the day after that, but sometimes it takes a little bit longer. You have to check on the website where you got ArcDPS if he already updated it. Yeah, it's true, Anastasia. It's just, it was back in the Pro League days, so 10 years ago. All the people were running Asura because the animations were harder to detect on smaller characters. So that was the reason why they introduced standard model, because it was unfair if you enjoyed running humans or Sylvari or something, because you had a harder time to hide your animations. So nowadays it's not a problem anymore with the standard limit, but you're right, it's not as common, you know. But the reason for that is also because no one cares anymore. But yeah, just wanted to mention that. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, glad that you enjoy my content. I'm really happy that you watch so many of my videos. I hope they are helping you, you know. I'm always happy that when people come to my stream and say they watch my videos, because that's actually what I really enjoy doing, making videos about stuff. So I can send you the link. I'm always downloading ArcDPS directly from the creator. It's actually really funny, the website this guy uses. So this is the website. It's called Delta Connected. Looks really sketchy, but don't be alarmed. That's just the website where I download ArcDPS, and it's the original one. So it will always be the most updated version. Yeah, like I said, I think it's actually on purpose that this looks so sketchy, because he doesn't want people to just download it and, you know, copy it everywhere. I think he just wants to get people that really know what they are doing. But I don't know. In any case, that's the one you should use if you want to use it. It's allowed by ArenaNet, so that's not a problem. Just be aware that is sometimes can lead to crashes, especially when a new patch comes out. Yeah, if you play a lot of PvE, I think it's really an amazing add-on. I would always recommend to use it. Yeah, I think Heal Support Chronomancer is one of my favorites builds right now, so I can understand why you would say it's a fun build, for sure. You can see if everyone puts their stuff around here in the circle, we have so much damage all around the area that it doesn't really matter. And if as soon as something gets damaged, like this one, you can repair it by upgrading it. Just some tips if you did not do that yet or didn't do it that often. It's one of my favorite activities actually of all that what's it called, of all festivals, because it's just so unique. So Thiago, sorry, I'm not speaking any Spanish, I think. And I think I'm good. That's the answer. Enjoying the Wintersday festival right now. So this is that's actually still Guild Wars, but it's called Top Toypocalypse. So it's just a special game mode during Wintersday. Thanks for the subscription. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. It's a special activity that you can do during Wintersday in Guild Wars 2. So the next 3 or 4 weeks you have this amount of festival achievements and skins that you can collect just in Guild Wars because it's Wintersday, you know, the Christmas in the game. And this is a special, just a fun activity where you use some toys to defend your Dolyaks here in the middle. So it's like a tower defense to some extent, just in the Guild Wars universe. Yeah. So we get the next round. Every second round we get this boss. Just try to not go melee when he does his attacks, and otherwise just damage him. It's really easy. Yeah, I actually really enjoy this game mode. Back in the day when I was a new player, I actually played it way too much. I played it daily when I was a new player just because I enjoyed it so much. It's actually quite fun if you see all the toy trebuchets firing at the same time, or catapults. It's actually, I really enjoy tower defense games, so I think it's a fun addition to Guild Wars. But nowadays it's a little bit boring after the first run or something. But if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm always happy to answer. And yes, I'm a German. That is correct. I hope my pronunciation, my accent is not that bad that you directly noticed it, but I'm trying my best. That's the only thing I can do. I mean, my YouTube comments sometimes say I have good English pronunciation, sometimes they say I'm horrible at it, so yeah, I just try my best, you know. Yeah. So, what salvage-o-matic from the store is the best? That's a tough question. So, first of all, I have a video about salvaging unidentified gear. And in this video, I talk about each salvage kit and when you should use it. So, there is not one salvage-o-matic that is the best. I have all of them. Even ascended stuff and stuff. So, the thing is now, I would say the most important one is definitely the copper fed. So the copper fed one is, I would use that in, let's say, 99% of the salvage kits, the stuff that I salvage. So it's really important that you understand this is the best one. just because it's infinite, you can use it indefinitely, and it costs 3 copper, which is cheaper than every other single salvage kit that you can use. However, if you want to maximize your stuff, especially from unidentified gear, the Runecrafter Salvage-O-Matic can be more rewarding, even though it costs a little bit more to use. For example, on gear that still has its rune on it, and it's green. So only for green gear with a rune or sigil on it, this one is the best. I also have multiple ones just before they had the shared slots, but that's just how it goes. So this one, for special niche usage, it's the best one. But for the most part, this is the best one. And for rare and exotic gear, always use the silver fat one. The silver fat one is a weird one because it's not the most cost-effective one. However, it's the most convenient one. What do I mean by that? There is a method to get 250 use salvage kit, which is the mystic salvage kit, by combining all the other salvage kits that you can buy from the vendor with some mystic forged stones. If you do that, you get 250 uses of the same, let's say, effect of the silver fat. However, it will not cost you any gold per use. This one costs you 60 copper to use. So it's more expensive if you sum it up than the other one, but it's indefinite. So you just are more convenient by using this. You should always use the silver fat or the mystic salvage kit on rare gear or exotic gear. Always. Just because the chances of getting ectoplasm, which is obviously the most important stuff that you can get from rare and exotic gear when you salvage it, is the highest. So you should always go for this. So I hope that answers your question. It was a little bit of a long answer. Like I said, if you didn't catch all of it, I have it in my video on my YouTube channel about the unidentified gear, where I talk about exactly that. But that was the summary of that video. Thanks, Levi, that you encourage my let's say, my language, my speaking. So I would highly recommend to get the copper one. If you have the gems or if you can spend some gold, that's the best one for sure. Especially also because it needs only one slot in your shared inventory and you can use it on all your characters forever. That's just the most convenient thing that you could get. Definitely, yes. Welcome, Casual, welcome. But those are questions that are really important to ask as a not that experienced player, because I feel like it's saving you so much time and so much gold just to have, for example, the copper fat. And a lot of veterans know about that, but of course not all of them tell you right away. And so it's really important that you understand that. Yes, they made blush weapons. Sadly, it's quite hard to get them. You have to go for the weekly achievement and you only get one of them then per week. So, but still, at least we have it, yeah. I'm really happy that they introduce new weapons every single festival. That's actually quite cool. Yeah, I try to, speak as clearly as I can. I know I have some accent, but I think an accent is fine. It's the only thing that worries me if people don't understand me at all. So if you say it's fine and you understand everything or most of it, then I'm happy, Yeah, I think they are all quite funny. I'm actually really enjoying also the turtles on there. But I probably would not use it on most of my characters because it's a little bit of a silly weapon. But it's funny to collect them, for sure. No, can't get there. Yeah, it's always, you don't see all the comments, of my YouTube comments. But a lot of people in my YouTube comments say just really mean stuff, I am talking about a video and make some hopefully helpful guides to people. And 90% of the YouTube comments are people that are happy about it. But some people are just always saying, oh, your English is so bad, I don't understand a word, And those comments make me really insecure about what I'm doing, because I feel like if someone has really this feeling about my talking, it seems a little bit weird, you know. I don't want to be completely, I don't know, insecure about my pronunciation and everything. But if you say it's fine, then I trust you more than most of the YouTube comments, you know. So this one, join bet, I also have one. And if you, I think it's not possible to actually get rid of this one. You can't get rid of the level 80 boost without using it. I think that's the only option that you have. So I think I will use it. If I really need this spot, I will just use it, and either I will keep the character or delete the character, because I don't really need it. You get some stuff for using it, I guess, that's okay. But it's just annoying that you can't delete it, that's true. Yeah, definitely. I hope that's not my problem. That's just... the internet has a lot of weird people in it, so that's just how it is, I guess. Yeah, I think that's just the only option. I think there's no solution to deleting it otherwise. Yeah. So I said we want to do a giveaway. I think it's time for a giveaway. Exclamation mark. Enter in the chat. You have to be a Twitch follower to win. Give me a second. I hope you're all entered. Yeah, I think I actually am aware of that psychological effect that you always keep in mind, you know, like the trauma that happened, the bad negative stuff in your life, and the good stuff is something that you easily forget. That is true. I know about that. And it's really encouraging, your supporting words. So I'm really happy that you think like that. Okay, so I hope you're all in. It's time to draw. Let's see who's the winner. And it's Mel Bannon. Thanks for the follow, by the way. Mel Bannon, please let me know your account name in chat. Don't worry, we have more giveaways to go today. Congrats to you, Mel Bannon. No, I can't use it yet. I have to wait a little bit longer. Yeah, you are quite a lucky guy. You're always winning in my Twitch chat, I have the feeling. But that's fine. If you're always here, you're more likely to win. That's how it works. So, your question, Summer, if you were to have quite a lot of gems, but don't really see a lot of use in them anymore, at which point would you exchange them for gold? The thing is, I'm a little bit of, you know, hesitant of doing that, because they will always bring up new stuff that is somewhat cool or useful in the gem store. And every single time you exchange gold for gems or gems for gold, you will lose value, just because that's how it works. You know, if you transfer gems to gold and then the gems and then the gold back to gems, you will lose a lot of value. So I would rather sit on it until I'm sure I need a lot of gold or I need a lot of gems, you know. So that's why I'm a little bit of a hesitant guy in that opinion. And I always keep my gems for the longest time, because I fear there will be something that is really nice in the future. For example, they will increase the bank. They will increase the shared inventory slots that I can have. And all of that time, I'm keeping the gems. But for the most part, and that's the saddest part about my answer, the gem prices are also always increasing. So the longer you wait to transfer your gems into gold, the more you get for it. Yeah. So that's just how the market currently works. So that's the. So if you need gold, just transfer it or you know, convert it. But for the most part, I would actually say rather save it and use it when you really need the gems. Yeah, Mel Bannon, you're right. I was just a little bit of exaggerating. So I'm happy that you're here and you participate in the giveaway. So congrats to you. I will open the next giveaway in a second. So in my opinion, I'm always saving gems if I don't need gold. If I need a lot of gold, then I will not wait for sure. So next giveaway is up. Exclamation mark enter in the chat. You have to be a Twitch follower to win. Exactly. If you make a lot of gold, for example, using my gold making methods, then you actually have a lot of gold that you can use to transfer or convert into gems. Yeah, so this is a weird thing about the their system. So unranked is always the same, but ranked you have exactly, I don't know, 1 week. You had 1 week for the 2v2 season, and as soon as the Monday, somewhere in the night, they close the 2v2 season, and then you have 1 day where there is no real rank going on. So even though you have the rank button, you don't have any special rewards or special title associated with it. So you can queue up even as 5 people together, and you still have the same experience as you would in a normal rank max, just the rewards are not there. So you just have to wait until the real season opens, and you will see when the real season opens, when this one changes the queue size to 2 maximum. That's just how it is, and it's really weird. And yeah, and that's definitely true, Joinbert. I also experienced that a lot. That especially now, the toxicity is really high. I have had so many that so-called unranked matches, matches where not really ranked was present, where people were so toxic with each other for no reason. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. It doesn't matter in rank even, because it's just a number that increases or decreases because of the rating. But now it doesn't matter at all. You don't get anything for losing or lose anything for losing, and you don't get anything for winning. So, and still people are so toxic, I don't understand why. It's actually insane. If you actually just look at the map chat or the team chat, whatever, in PvP right now, oftentimes it's really amusing if you're not, too committed. But if you feel like you get offended by it, then better not play, because it's actually a lot of toxicity going on. That's really sad. That's also a big criticism I have about PvP, is because a lot of people are really toxic, and that's not helping to grow the community. So, holy shit, so you have your block list full with a lot of people that are just toxic. Yeah, I think it will never end. That's the problem. Yeah, maybe it's about the winter. Yeah, maybe it's just the weather. It's grumpy. They don't like it. It's not warm. I don't know. But I actually agree with Stokey. I think it's just competitive games will always be toxic to some extent, because people will be competitive and they will be toxic. It's just how it is. Yeah, I think Winslow is right. You can also just set your site offline, and then you won't get whispered anymore. And so, Anastasia, I think you asked about the collections. So there are a lot of Blackline collections nowadays that you can go for, and to get all of them, it's really expensive. So you're right about that. My tip, if you don't want to spend that much gold, is to wait. And every single time they update the Blackline chests, which is around every 3 to 4 weeks, there will be no new Blackline skins or old ones coming in. So there will be always 1 or 2 skin sets that will enter the rotation again. So they will heavily drop in price, and then you can buy them for a lot cheaper than normal. And if you complete the full collection, you get 7 Blackline tickets, full tickets back. And you can then use those tickets to get something really expensive. Either wait for them, and when their new collection comes out, and you buy them directly, or you buy expensive skins and wait a bit and sell them then for more gold. So in the end, especially if you buy always when they are cheap, you should actually get a lot of skins for somewhat free, you know, because you get 7 tickets back. If the skin only costs 10 gold, you need 16 of them most of the time, makes 160 gold. You get 7 tickets back. A ticket is around 40 gold. So that makes you actually double the money that you invest for those really cheap skin sets. Of course, not all of them are that cheap, but you get my point, I hope. Yeah, I think it's just really insane what people play, especially if you're solo queue in a 2v2 season. You will face the deepest of the deepest builds that are out there. So yeah, just don't sweat it. Try to have fun and accept sometimes you will get people that are really toxic, you know. That's just how it is. Yes, the deepest holes of holes, definitely. And yeah, I think it's in every single game, you know. I played a lot of other, yeah, just right. Other PvP games as well, and it's just, of course, not all of them are the same level of toxic, but yeah, it's just happening all the time when people face each other, playing against each other. There's always a random guy in a team that just flames for no reason or flames for not a really important reason, and that's just sad, but that's how it is. Why am I always coming in when the timer is almost over? Maybe I can make it, probably not in time. Yeah, I think that's why I posted this build guide, Filthy Casual, because it's actually such a fun build to play. It makes a lot of sense to just play it, have some fun, and you actually also support your teammates. So it's a really good build, and I just wanted to share the fun because I was using the build a lot. It might not be the most meta pick, but it's a really good one for not organized squads at least. Yeah, it's always a team match, you know. If you're not playing a 101 only game mode, then it's always a team effort, you know. If your team is not working well together, you will not win the match if the enemy team does work better, you know. And therefore, if someone flames you in particular, that might be the reason that you lost. Yes, maybe you had a bad rotation, but in the end, it's still a team effort. Maybe the team could have played better and helped you. Maybe it's just the fault of the whole team. So I think it's never helpful to flame someone, you know, in particular, you know. What I do, the only thing actually, really, I'm not exaggerating, the only thing I do in my PvP matches is writing leave. So the word leave, just because oftentimes when I'm going into a 101, getting outnumbered by a teammate, I write leave because most of the time they just do a bad rotation and I want to just be sure that I don't lose any value on the map. So everything else, most of the time I actually don't engage at all with the team chat, just because most of the time people either don't listen to you or are just ignoring or are toxic to you. So there's no reason for me to engage in PvP chat, and therefore I would highly recommend you to just ignore people that are really toxic or not helpful in chat. Yeah, exactly. So people that just flame you because you play a build, doesn't even matter which build, you know. People that flame you because you play a special build, that's not helpful. Just because what? Where I'm standing in the air, okay. That's just stupid, you know. I have to agree to some extent that people playing Mechanist are 99% of the time not really skilled at PvP. But I don't flame them for that, you know. I'm just saying, oh, we have a match that might be a little bit hard because you have a player that might not be the best. That's just how it is, you know. And I will never flame someone for playing a class that I don't feel particularly strong. That doesn't matter to me, because in the end, you know, maybe it's a player that is experimenting and maybe it's a really good player. It doesn't really matter. You should always judge how they are playing, and in the end, I don't really care if someone played bad. The only one that I care about is me. So if I played bad, I think about how could I have played better. You know? That's my only concern about PvP. I tried to be better. What could I have done better to make the game work, to make the match winnable? Doesn't matter to me what my teammates did, because I can't change their decisions. Yeah, I think that's definitely true. A lot of people always think you should only play meta builds, but most of the time, people that only play meta builds are not really good, because they don't understand why the meta builds are meta builds. So you can even make really weak builds work if you know how to play them. You know, a core Shatter Mesmer might absolutely destroy ranked matches, even though it's not a meta build and might be a rather bad build. But if you know how to use it, you might still win. You know, it's not like we have 1 million PvP players in Guild Wars 2. So there is so little skill in Guild Wars 2 to get into Platinum that you can get into this rating just by playing a really weird build and committing to it and understanding how it works, you know. That doesn't mean people that are in gold are bad. It just means people that are in Platinum understand the game better. You know? That's just how I feel like. Yeah. A support Chronomancer is really strong. Even after the nerfs, it's still probably one of the best, if not the best support, so that's definitely true. I would say meta builds just make it easier for you to win if you understand how to play them. It doesn't make it... doesn't have to make it more fun. Exactly, so it's always people blaming other... It's way easier to blame others for you losing, you know? To think about your own mistakes, it's just hard. People don't like to do that, you know? I think it's a really cool idea. That's why a lot of games actually steal Chronomancers, because I think I did not know this concept before I saw it in Guild Wars 2. Or at least no game used it before. And it's a really cool concept for games. I think in Guild Wars 2 it works extremely well. For PoE 2 it actually works as well. But I would say in Guild Wars 2 it's just the combat is so dynamic and so interesting that the concept of going back in time and changing your skills and health and stuff is way more impactful for the most part than in most other games. Yeah, of course. No. It's always the reason, you know. If people can't see their own faults, then it's the fault of the ally, you know. If you can't accept your own faults, then it's always someone else that is the reason. That's just how yeah, people, especially competitive people, think. It's always the best excuse, you know. I'm a gold player, but I would normally be in legend, you know, just because my team is always bad, you know. That's interesting. Interesting take. But I would say just play the game, have fun, and try to improve. That's what I like about gaming, getting better at it. And then if you just accept that you have teammates, sometimes they are not good, but you can't change that. So you should change what you can change, which is your own gameplay. And then you will improve, for sure. Yes, I heard about the last generation. Yeah, exactly. If you always flame your teammates, it's not helping you to get better at the game. because the first thing to get better at the game, or anything in life actually, is to understand what you are doing wrong. If you think you're not doing anything wrong, then you can't improve because you don't see your mistakes. It's really important to understand. So 5 more minutes until we draw the next giveaway winner. That's a good one, Filthy. That's a good one. Oh, I got the weekly already. Very nice. Very nice. It's quite easy to see it, just doing some jumping puzzle and then you have the weekly achievement. It's actually crazy. So which one should I get? They're all actually quite funny. This is a sunflower with a frog. It's a nice, cute one. They're all actually quite nice. Snake. A cat. The shark is actually really good. That's good. It's actually probably my favorite so far. Dragon. Another shark. Okay. They are all really nice. I will probably not use them on most builds because it's not really fitting, but it's a really fun concept. I really like them. I really like that they now release a lot of skins with every single patch. You know, we get the Wizard's Vault skins, and we got a lot of skins with each festival. So I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I like the shark, so that's why I took the spear. Or dolphin, yeah, it might be a dolphin as well, but yeah. No, don't get me wrong. Of course, you can make some really interesting skin combinations with this set, but for my characters, most of the time it does not fit that well. They are more, you know, realistic to some extent, and not using bluish weapons. But sometimes I'm just feeling funny and use it anyway. So maybe we can do the... Yeah, I also agree. I think the pistol one was actually quite funny as well. Or yeah, those three. I agree, they are good. Don't forget to enter the giveaway. We will draw the winner in a few minutes. That is true. That actually is true. There is those so-called peacemakers. They are actually, that's really funny with the bluish weapon. Makes a lot of sense. That is totally true. I get that, yeah. I think let's talk a little bit about PvP, because you asked earlier. So I think Mesmer is really strong in PvP, even after the nerfs. And what I wanted to show you, what I wanted to explain is, I really dislike the change that they did to Signet of Illusions. I think that's such a bad change. So Signet of Illusions previously gave you a full reset of all your shatter skills when you used it. Passively, it creates a clone every few seconds. That's unchanged. But they now changed the cooldown of it from, I think, 60 seconds or 50 seconds to 35 seconds. But at the same time, changed the recharge of the shatter skills, so F1 to F4, from 100 to 50%. And this is just insane to me. It's just insane because this skill is still usable on support chronometer and stuff, but it feels so bad. You have a cast time of over 1 second without quickness, and you will not get your F5 back. You will just recharge it by 25 seconds. And that's just insane. I like to have skills that are really good when I use them, and then they have a long cooldown so that I get punished for using them at the wrong time. This skill is the complete opposite. You use it and it doesn't even have that much of an effect. It feels just really bad to use. That's just a really bad change in my opinion. They should have increased the cooldown of the signet so that it's more punishing when you use it at the wrong moment, instead of making it feel less rewarding to use it. But you can spam it more often. I think that's just the complete opposite of what I enjoy about games. So I think that was maybe one of the worst changes they have ever done in PvP changes. It's just also really annoying because it's now split from the game mode, so people might not understand why it's different because they don't see the recharge reduction. It's just really annoying, I agree that it's a good thing to do because Chronomancer had too much distortion or defensive tools with it. I totally get that. But you would have achieved the exactly same thing if you increased the cooldown by it, So it's just, to me, it's insane to make such a really bad change just to make it balanced, Because balance is not only about being balanced in contrast to something of before, but also about feeling good to use, If you balance something and is balanced, but it feels really bad to use, no one wants to use it because it's just annoying to use. And that's exactly like that, I'm really unhappy with this change. So that's why I would put my support Chronomancer build lower than I used it in the last balance tier list that I did. Okay, now it's time to pull some giveaway winner. They nerfed nothing. No nerfs to World vs. World. No nerfs to any PvP. Nothing. No changes to balance at all. That's just insane. But that's maybe just my opinion. So don't forget to enter the giveaway. !enter. You have to be a Twitch follower to win. Last chance. Give you 30 more seconds until I put the skins in my inventory. And you can see whoever asked that earlier, that's what I do with my, I think Tobias, that's what I do with my ascended stuff. I just keep it until I need it. Most of my legendaries and stuff sometimes need that to craft, so I have some ascended chunk items just here. Okay, last chance. I hope you all entered. And Roaming Spirit, congrats to you. I think you just joined, so perfect. Congrats. If you're online, I will send it. Perfect. Congrats. And I will open another giveaway. Give me a second. And it's upper game. !enter in the chat. You have to be a Twitch follower to win. Yeah, I think the Christmas spirit of ArenaNet was actually there. They didn't want to nerf any builds before Christmas because a lot of people enjoyed the meta right now. No, I'm joking. I think, I'm not sure. Maybe they were all sleeping already or in Christmas. I don't know. I think it's time for some PvP. Just to have some different stuff going on the stream as well. Let's play ranked because it's so different, you know, than unranked right now. No, joking. It's, of course, it's exactly the same, but maybe we have some fun. So this is the build that I spoke of earlier. It's really, really good right now. It's also really, it was really good in 2v2 because it has so much support potential with those 3 traits in Tempest, or this one as well here. And yeah, you have a lot of support for your team while still having a lot of damage because you're playing Condi. Actually, really well-rounded build. Yeah, I actually did most of the event already, Roaming Spirit. That's why I'm now doing PvP. I did already 4 of the 7. Ah, interesting. Interesting. I did not get the weekly achievement. So where did I get the... Interesting. I'm not sure where I did get the plush skin from. So it's probably not... you can get it from different stuff. Maybe you have a lucky drop from the jumping puzzle, I guess. That's cool. Yeah, it's the Sage Amulet. So you run Sage Amulet. And Dagger. So that's the build. And yeah, it's just really strong. You could change some traits if you really need to. You could go for Rock Solid. It's a really good trait as well. Just for more stability. Yeah, but it's really crazy also with the endurance. And it's really supportive as well. Even though it's a side-noting build, you can easily go in a team fight as well. It's just really good. I made a video and called it something like the perfect hybrid build. You can use it for every role, and that's actually true. You can use it as a side-noder, you can use it as a support, you can use it as a teamfight DPS because you actually deal a lot of burning and bleeding damage. It's just amazing overall. It's crazy how fast you can make a build work just by some changes and some nerfs to other builds. It's really good. You could swap the relic. There are different options here. This one is just for side-noding, really good. Yeah. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm always happy to answer. And let's see, maybe we can get some nice match. At least the queue time should not be that high. I hope. Yes, so I would say Tempest is so back. So you could play this Sage build, which is, like I said, a really good hybrid build. But you can also play support Tempest. I think it's probably the best, if not the second best one of those. Either second or best support right now, together with Chronomancer. Or the next best supports would be Firebrand or Core Warrior. Those 4 are actually quite good. So support Tempest has some more ranged heal, some more CC. Chronomancer has a nice amount of boons and also more damage than Tempest. And the revive skill of Tempest is also really good. Yeah, support Tempest is also my favorite support just because it's so flexible. You can do so much stuff, you know. And it's the only class that has such a good revive skill. So you can teleport your allies, you can resurrect 3 people at once, you can resurrect them at full life, or even resurrect yourself. That's just so useful, you know. And the healing, especially with the buffs to this skill. So now you have 3 Condi Glances on this skill, as well as the buffs to Rebound. Rebound now gives 5 seconds of stability to you and your allies. So you have even more stability access, because you get a lot of with this Magnetic Aura if you transmute the Magnetic Aura. So just consume it, so to say. You get stability to you and yourself, your allies. It's really good. It's just a really, really well-rounded support build. So I really enjoy it. Of course, you're quite squishy. Don't forget that. So a Warrior or a Firebrand are a little bit tankier. But you have the option of healing on ranged and having a lot of CC. So it's really good. Welcome, Banish. Yeah, so let's see. Maybe we can play it. Depends a little bit on the team comp. I don't want to play it if team comp is really not team fight oriented, because then it feels really bad. But let's see, maybe. Oh, this looks quite promising. Yeah, this is a Tempest match. A support Tempest, actually. I can play it here, and let's see how it feels. Should actually work quite well, I hope. So thanks for the follows, by the way. All Ori and Slusserbust. Didn't see you before, sorry. Thanks a lot. And thanks again, Summer, for the subscription. Really appreciate it. So, the thing is, I actually like to play all game modes on stream. Problem is, so let's talk about two things. I think it might be more exciting if I play competitive modes, because they are a little bit more, I can show a little bit more skill, because if I play some PvE, farm some gold or something, it's not that exciting, But at the same time, especially PvP, if I play PvP, I most of the time have to concentrate more and can't talk 24/7, I have to stop and concentrate. And then it's a little bit less entertaining for you, because I can't explain what I do, because I have to think about more what I do, So I would say I like to play PvP on stream, yes, but I would rather not do it all the time, because then it feels like I don't talk to you or don't to interact that much with you. So yeah, that's just my opinion. What would you like to see? Would you like to see more PvP streams or something else? Because that's really interesting to me. So what kind of gameplay do you want to see on me? Of me? So that is an interesting sanctuary, really interesting. So it was a nice emob here. I think we got him, yes. Now we have to be careful with the... we have 2 DPSs here on the side. Focus this guy. Okay, we have them down. They are really stacking here.
Point B belongs to you.
So I have to be a little bit careful here, because I did not expect 2 Condi people on me. I hope that the season starts in 12 minutes. It might also be in 1 hour and 12 minutes. I'm not really sure. It depends a little bit on arena servers. So we will see, I guess. Yeah, thanks for checking out my stream. It's really important to me that people from YouTube also come to my stream, because sometimes they have questions and it's really hard to answer questions or talk to them, to just interact with people while I'm just doing some YouTube stuff. But in Twitch chat, it's way more just, you can interact with them more easily, definitely.
Point C is yours now.
No, it's I think it's really important to me to, if a lot of people of my viewers want to see some PvE content, then of course I will do some PvE for sure. But I just want to give some variety, especially as a new player. It might be also very helpful to you just understanding how the game works, because I feel like PvP players are probably the most the best players in terms of game understanding. So if you watch someone play PvP, it might help. So you saw here, I got this guy, my Necromancer, got actually knocked, and because I had retargeting on, I could retarget my Resurrection Glyph to the location that the corpse of my Necromancer lay. If I didn't have retarget on, I wouldn't have been able to rest this guy. So that's really important to understand. And that's what I mean. So stuff like that, a PvE player would never expect or think about most of the time, because that's not going to happen in PvE that often. But for all the other game modes, it's actually quite... no, I can't get rest. It's actually quite interesting to understand how stuff like that works. And if you understand that, you will also get better at PvE. That's the important thing to understand. So I don't know. It's hard. Exactly. So you understand the classes way better by playing PvP or just interacting with other people's classes, because you will see what skills are important. You see positioning is way more important and this kind of stuff. And therefore, oh no, this guy is gonna die.
Point A is yours.
Yeah, so exactly. So even if you don't play PvE, you might learn so much just by understanding how other people play builds, how yeah, just how you play in general, you know. I think I'm dead. Maybe we can get the counter kill here, because then I could rally. No, not gonna happen. But it's a really close match. Yeah, I did not concentrate too much. I think as a support, it's really important to always think about rotating to your team, to be not reacting to enemies' rotations, but to be proactive and think about the rotations before the enemy does it. That's the best thing that you could do. So this is the core Mesmer, like I said before. So I've tried to get the Earth Cliff, but I was not in time, because the Earth Cliff actually allows me to resurrect multiple of my allies at the same time. Oh, why is there so much damage on me?
Cores installed. Charging the laser.
I don't think this guy will get the res. Yeah, at least we got the map. That's always important to understand. PvP is not a conquest, is not a deathmatch. So even if you die, if you get the map, it might be worth it. So if your team captures the nodes. We're a little bit split now, so we have to be careful that we don't die from just running in the enemies all the time.
The enemy has point A.
Back on my feet.
So we are getting the hammer, I think, in a second.
Point B belongs to you.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, two thieves are often really hard. I think that's one thing that you most of the time don't want to have is two thieves, because just almost all thief builds are made to just outnumber people, and outnumbering just is not gonna happen if you don't have no one. If you just have no one that can cap the points, because you need someone to just hold the points, and thieves are not really made for that in Guild Wars 2. It's one of the only classes that are not really having all the different roles. Thieves are just always the same, and just play a little bit differently, but I think I can't get this. Now I'm a little bit careful.
Point C is in enemy hands.
That was close, definitely. I now got out of combat, I hope. Yes, so I reset my health and now can engage back into the fight and get the cliff. Very nice. And that's what I meant. So we have so much range options that we can make this fight work. And not a lot of other support builds are actually made for really good range support, which is really cool that you have it. I will now go for the decap. That's a little bit greedy, but my team is actually heavily outnumbering the enemy team here. So it might be fine.
Cores installed. Charging the laser.
Point B belongs to you.
Yeah. So that's a tough question, Banish. So, in my opinion, you should play every single stuff in Guild Wars 2 that you feel fun. So if you're interested in PvP, there is no reason not to try it, you know. PvP is equalized, you know, so you don't have any option or any reason to just... You can just try it, and in the end, if you don't like it, you don't have to play it. Even if you only play one class, it doesn't really matter, because you can just try it, you know. You can even start on a class that you only have just created a character on, you know. There is no problem doing that. So that's what I like about Guild Wars 2 PvP. But at the same time, if you don't feel like, or if you feel like you want to get new legendaries and stuff, then most of the time PvP will not get you there. There are some legendaries that you can get from PvP, but for new player, I would say, you have so much stuff to do in PvE that it's actually not that you know, needed for content. But if you like to just try it, why not give it a try? You know, it's a fun game mode. The combat is amazing, so I really enjoy it, and maybe you will enjoy it as well. You know, you don't know. And one thing that is a really big benefit, even for a new player, is the Wizard's Vault is actually the easiest thing that you can complete is PvP. So if you go on the cog here, you can select which game mode you want to get the stuff, the missions, and PvP is the fastest one. There is no game mode that is faster than PvP to complete the Wizard's Vault. So if you enjoy it at least a little bit, that might be something that you could do, because it's definitely worth your time investment. And Roaming Spirit is completely right. Fun is the most important thing. If you don't like it, don't play it. But if you feel like you want to give it a try, why not, you know? You just have to have fun, you know? You should not always do stuff that might be the most rewarding in that sense, you know? Because PvP is not the most gold that you could get. But it might be the most fun that you could get, yeah. No, I would say you're right, Stokey, that there are times where World vs. World or even PvE dailies are faster, but PvP dailies and weeklies, you just play one PvP match and you have them. So it will always be 10 to 15 minutes, always. There's no, you just always do the same thing. And if you enjoy PvP, it's a fun thing to do, you know. That's why I say it's so easy. And it's also for the weeklies. For the weeklies, you just play 5 matches, you know. So you will get the weeklies just by doing the dailies every day. So that's why I think it's such an easy thing to do. But of course, if you don't enjoy PvP, there's no reason to do it. Yeah, 50% team healing looks good. So that's just my take, you know. You should always go for stuff that you find fun. That's the most important thing. That's always what I tell people, new people as well, when it comes to making gold in Guild Wars 2. There might be a farm that is giving you 35 gold an hour, and you can do it 24/7. Let's say fishing. Fishing gives you 40 gold or something per hour. But if you don't enjoy fishing and you force yourself to do it for 2 hours every day, you might burn out and you will not do it. You will not play the game anymore because you're not enjoying it. But if you do a gold farm for only, let's say, 25 gold an hour, and you enjoy it way more, and you do it every single week, 5 hours a week, you know, and in the end you will get more gold because you will not burn out than if you would do a gold farm that gives you slightly more gold, but you will burn out from. So that's my thing about the game. Have fun while doing everything that you do in game, because in the end you will reach all your goals if you just have fun while doing them, you know. even the longest grind, if it's fun, you will get there in the end. That's just my take. You know? Not everyone might agree to this, but I think that's really important to just play the game and have fun. So I hope you all entered the giveaway, !end in the Twitch chat. You have to be a Twitch follower to win. You have a giveaway, I will do it in a few minutes. And until then, I think I will do some more Wintersday activities. Maybe some bell choir. I'm really bad at this activity, so don't expect much, but I think it's quite interesting, like a piano game. So you could see my Tempest was actually quite bad, my gameplay, but it still worked in the end because it's just a really good build and it's really fun. I really enjoy it. It's a different take on a support, and therefore I would actually highly recommend to just find a build in PvP that you enjoy. For me, example, it's Tempest or Necromancer, whatever you like. Play it and have fun with it. So if you, for example, are Guardian main, why not try PvP, play some Willbender, maybe you enjoy it, you know? And you don't even have to play a meta build, that's the important part. Just play whatever you enjoy. But always, if you have any questions, doesn't matter which game mode, please let me know. I'm always happy to answer. Of course, I might not be able to answer all the questions, just because I'm not all-knowing, but I try my best. And if you have also a bigger topic, maybe I make even a YouTube video about it, you know? So just ask. I'm always happy to have some interaction going on here. Yeah, thanks. If you enjoy the stream, that's perfect. Always enjoy talking to you. So we had this question last time as well, I think, in the stream, Roaming Spirit. How old would you guess me? I think that's an interesting question to counter this answer to counter this question first. So, how old you guys in chat think? Do you think I am? Oh no. I will tell you the answer in the end. Yes, that is true, but I want to know your guesses first. Maybe some people know the answer already, so because they were in the last stream, but still. Okay, so Stokey knows it. Okay, so I can conclude here. So I'm 26. So Ash, you think I'm looking older? I hope that's not because of my gray hair or something. I'm 26. Yeah, so maybe looking a little bit older. So yeah. No, I'm not 62. 26. That's correct. Yeah. So, is there anything that you should prioritize for the Wintersday achievement? For the daily? So for the daily... Oh wait, there's one more. So for the daily, I would always go for the fastest ones. If you enjoy doing the jumping puzzle, then you should always do the jumping puzzle, if it's there, because it's the most rewarding one. But the other ones, I would always go for the fastest ones. So for me, the fastest ones is either this jumping puzzle or the snowman building, making friends or something. That's all. Making some Wintersday friends, this is good. The donation drive is really good because it gives you the Winter's blessing. So those are the ones that I go for most of the time. And of course, opening Wintersday presents, I mean, that's just, that takes 10 seconds to open for Wintersday presents. So I would always go for those. Wintersday Wonderland winner, making some friends, and Wintersday presents. Yeah, I think that's a thing that a lot of people enjoyed playing Guardian when it first came out. But nowadays, the Guardian Elite specs are quite different, and a lot of them are quite overpowered nowadays. Or Willbender, for example. And a lot of people don't really enjoy Willbender for that matter. Not because it's overpowered, but because it's not really a typical Guardian playstyle. It feels a little bit more like a thief without stealth. So I totally get that point, you know, that you don't enjoy Guardian anymore. But that might also happen to other classes just because you played them so much, you know. No, I wouldn't do anything with my ultimate self, you know. I just want to live my life alone. Don't want to steal someone else's life, you know. Not what I would do. Yeah, I think you're totally right there, Summer 16. I'm definitely, it's the beard, and that's the whole theory behind my whole life, you know. I have a beard since I'm, I don't know, 14, 15, and when I'm 50 or something, and I'm quite old, you know, not totally old, quite old, then I will shave my beard completely, and then I look like 30, you know, and no one will recognize me anymore because I look so young, you know, without the beard. That's the whole plan of my life, you know, just having the beard and looking older the whole life until I'm really a little bit older, and then I'm looking way younger when I shave it. That's the whole theory, you know. It's the long-term plan that I had since the beginning of time. Definitely. So that's a good question. So where do superior Sigils of Mischief and superior Rune of Snowfall come from? That's the sad part. You actually get them most of the time from, some items have them on them, but most of the time you get them from vendors. From, I think this, where is it? So here, you can buy the recipe to get this rune. You see? And then you can buy it crafted. This is a typical thing where you could get the rune from. If you want the rune really for your own thing. Yes, Power Herald, back in the day when Heart of Thorns came out, it played exactly like Willbender right now. Almost exactly the same. But Willbender is just better. In every single way, Willbender is better. The only thing that is Willbender lacking is the broken healing skill. But to be honest, I'm really happy that it doesn't have that. Because if it would have the broken healing skill of a Herald, we would be in a really, really bad spot. So that is true. So it's time for another giveaway. Let's put out my stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's not a really big beard, you're right there. Okay, last chance to enter the giveaway. Exclamation mark end in the chat. You have to be a Twitch follower to win.
Stay calm. Stay alert.
Doesn't matter. You can just type exclamation mark enter again. I can also check if you entered, but in the end, it doesn't really matter. If you type it again, you will be on the safe side. I don't want to look like a psychopath. I hope that's not the case. So maybe I should do it before. But I have to be honest, I'm not expecting to go bald. All of my grandparents are over 80 and they have still the hair, you know. So it's quite unlikely that my genetics are like that, you know. Yes, you need the sigils for the Winter's presents. I know, you know, I think you need 50 of them, so yeah. Okay, so it's time to draw now. I hope you're all in. Let's see. And it's Winslow. congrats to you, Winslow. Please let me know your account name in the chat. Yes, congrats. No, I think depends. It depends actually on what genetics. So I actually highly doubt that I will be bold in the. I mean, of course, it's hard to say. With the what happens, you know, you could get cancer and you need a therapy or whatever. You know, that can always happen. But I'm talking more about my just how likely it is, and I'm pretty sure it will not happen because also my father doesn't have that problem. So even if it skips a generation and my grandparents don't have it, it's really unlikely actually that I will get it. So I mean, let's see if that happens. You know, hopefully I will still stream in how many years it is when I'm 62, so you can get you can see for yourself if that's true. If I'm really interesting to women at that age, you know, we see. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I have to be honest. If I would go bald, I would accept it, you know. It's just how it is. It's not something that I really fear, you know. If it happens, it happens. That's just how it goes, you know. And I think being bald is not really a big problem, especially as a man. No one really cares, you know. Yes, I mean, that will be interesting. Let's see. It's still quite some years to go to if I'm until I'm 62, so let's make it count, and I hope I get some growth of my channel and stuff until then, because I'm really liking streaming, content creation in general, and I have big plans for the future. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure Guild Wars 3 will be the last Guild Wars that they put out, so. But let's see. 62, there can be many changes, you know. Exactly. I think if you don't accept that you get bald, then it will be looking worse than if you would just accept it and have no hair at all. But you will notice when I go bald. Don't get me wrong there. Yes. So I think that's it for today. I will stream tomorrow again. Same time, roughly. Hope you enjoyed my stream. Hope to see you tomorrow. And yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Be sure to check out my YouTube channel. Follow, subscribe, you know the drill. Thanks a lot for all the follows, the subscription. Thanks. Really appreciate it. And all your support. I'd rather be bold and bald, you know. I don't know. Yeah, see you. See you. Have a nice evening.